as the action of receiving or conferring an academic degree or the associated ceremony. I was going to quote Whitman or Shakespeare, but I know you guys love Wikipedia, whoever that philosopher might be. But seriously, in conceiving this speech, I wondered how to offer you words of inspiration without using cliches. And I know I'm already cliche by holding up a coffee cup, but I couldn't do anything different. And while I know this upsets Ariel and Joanna, I have to avoid making this speech a more sophisticated version of an Ashley Simpson song. So let me just go ahead and debunk some myths, with no direct insult to the great sages who first spoke them. Take the road more traveled. It's much easier to negotiate than the road less traveled. Keep your eyes on the prize, unless you get lazy or there's a Laker game on. Be only half of what you can be. To be fully what you can be is too much effort. And don't reach for the stars. They're only dead planets, and their lives won't exist anyway by the time you reach them. In this speech, I will not tell you that you have taught me more than I have taught you, because the truth of this is very debatable. And I also do not plan on telling you to smell the roses, because only really old people like to smell roses. I apologize for the negativity, but it has an origin, I promise. As a wide-eyed graduating senior from UC Santa Barbara, yeah, go gotcha. I had to sit through a speech given by the dude who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. He told my class that life was like making chicken soup. First you have the chicken stock, which is like education, and then you have to add some flavor, and the vegetables were like the sports you play, and you have to cook it in the right environment, and then he said like the cumin and the thyme is your charity and community service, and then he said you have to heat it up, which totally confused me, because it didn't work in the metaphor, and here's a guy speaking about chicken soup, and he's not even Jewish. Well, however platitudinous this speech, it does raise an interesting question, and this is, does life have a recipe, or rather, is there a formula for realizing your dreams? Is there a proper way of distributing your energy such that you synthesize all your skills in the proper manner, at the proper time, and at the proper place? How to account for the rather arbitrary and fickle nature of life, which might have you in Israel or New York because of a chance encounter with someone, an unpredictable weather pattern, or a random urge. Dostoevsky's Underground Man reminds us that life is not about reaching a final destination. Instead, it's a perpetual process of becoming. And like ants building an anthill, humans engage almost ceaselessly in building and creating and constructing. When we cease becoming and cease striving, we cease being fully alive, and you will never truly find anyone, even at the brink of death and old age, who can't keep becoming and keep questioning. If we find the meaning of life, then there will be nothing left to aspire towards. The lesson is this: while it's important to have clearly defined goal, it's also important, and perhaps more important, to find a childlike joy in the process. This is why, as you grow older, you should choose careers and choose directions that make you happy, that allow you to be yourself, that are in line with what you value and what you treasure, and that promote a sense of community and altruism, and that allow you, most importantly, to question and discover. This can be difficult to find and know at the age of 18, let alone 30. I'm reminded of a scene in Portrait of the Artist as a young man when Stephen, caught in the middle of an existential crisis, wishes he was like the creatures of the air who know their times and know their seasons. We have nothing written in our DNA about how to make the best choices. Where do we flock after college? What is ideal mating season? Where do we travel in the winter? What should I do with my life? Many of you guys are dealing with that question right now. There is Jenny Sklar wondering whether she should open up a two-suit company. There is Duran wondering whether he should open a store of fluorescent cell phones in downtown called Crazy Duran. There's Isaac Raven wondering whether he should just say screw college and live in a tree for a few months. These are tough questions, made even tougher by the fact that you must answer them, and you are ultimately accountable for them. But that's the essence of living, and the dissonance you deal with as you answer these questions builds your character and helps you become. And while these may be empty words, here's some advice I feel will be of value as you take your next great leaps. Make choices, not decisions. To decide, like fratricide and matricide, neither of which I encourage, is to kill off, which is what we do when we decide. Get it? The suffix, decide. Life presents itself in twos, red or blue, north or south, and you can get around this by making a choice, choosing something for its own sake, not because it's better or different or more enticing than another option. If you're caught in a struggle between what your heart wants and what your brain wants, give the benefit of the doubt to your heart. If you're in Cambodia and someone tries to sell you a cow, say no, even if it's difficult. Keep an open mind. Do not let what you believe prevent you from changing your outlook on the world. Be malleable. Remember King Lear. Do not let what you believe, do not let your passion and emotion blind you from what is good and virtuous for you to do. Laugh. Don't take yourself too seriously. Life is too short for gravitas. Do not match your socks too often. This is a sign of mania. Do not grow goatee in college and become friends with someone named Bryce. Don't fight with your mother. Even when you know she is wrong, just smile and say, I love you. Mothers are very difficult to figure out, and they become crazier with age. Save your time here. Travel, take a road trip, gain experience. Experience is the best education. That was a cliche, I'm sorry. But it is. Anyway, that's it for advice. Here I would like to get sentimental. I love every one of you. I went down the list in your yearbook. Love that person, love that person. He's awesome, she's awesome. Weird and random, but awesome. You guys are loving, creative, friendly, compassionate, individual, fearless, open, everything. And I view you much more as peers than as students. You have an infectious spirit, amazing, distinct personalities, and you've given so much to Shellhead, so much to your family and friends, and so much to the world already. No philosophy or advice or recipe can capture your essence. You have taught me way more than I've taught you. And the experiences both this year and last year will be plastered in my mind forever. I mean it, I really do love these kids, they're awesome. I will miss you tremendously and hope you will keep in touch. And always think of me before tranching when you have extra Laker tickets.